get much feedback. We're currently using Google Meets, which for a while is going to be the virtual teaching platform for a little bit. And ultimately, we may shift to Adobe Connect. But all of that is in the future, so all we have to really think about is the here and now. So it's 5:05. Tony, yeah?
Yes, go ahead, Mark.
We are recording, so if you would like to shut down your video cameras, that's fine. First of all, good afternoon and welcome. I'm really happy to see you all here. My name is Mark Kolikoff, and I'll be teaching the gifted and talented students this year, both in middle school and elementary. So this is the face that you'll look for on the screen when we get together, and then hopefully soon in person. That's the goal. So also on the screen is Tony Tillman, who is the Director of Special Education at Turquoise Trail. So Tony, before we jump into things, anything you want to lead off with?
No, I'm just excited to see everybody. I'm pretty sure everyone's going crazy, staying in the house and trying to stay as safe as possible. I do want to let everyone know that we are really trying our best to make sure that this online platform and the way that we do Gifted this year really does meet the needs of each kiddo. And so please let Mark know or reach out to myself if you have any concerns in regards to how we can meet the needs of your kiddos even through this virtual time period that we're in.
Yeah, and let me tag on to that before we get into some of the slides. I've kind of committed myself to working hard to make sure that COVID-19 and virtual learning doesn't detract from the educational experience. And I feel really strongly that it's a challenge, and I love challenges. And my goal is to make sure that your kids are enriched and challenged and nurtured and really move towards what they're capable of doing, whether we're virtual or not, and whether we're COVID-19 or not. So this is new for all of us. And I would like to believe that during this really stressful time, and it's stressful for teachers, it's stressful for parents and for kids, that we allow for grace to be part of what we do. And so one of the aspects of how I've always taught is that I'm really receptive to communicating with parents and students. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to know what you're thinking. And as Tony said, there's nothing that I can't hear. And I love dialogue about what's best for your family and for your kids. So that's kind of how my approach has been throughout the years, and we'll learn about each other as we go. So what's going to happen is I'm going to tap into a slide presentation, if I can. And so you will only see the slide presentation. I will not see you. So the only thing I ask is that if all of a sudden you can't hear me, Tony, if you would jump on, or somebody would jump on and say, we can't hear you.
Perfect, we'll do that.
I'm not going to read each slide to you because you're very capable of reading. I'm going to give you an overview. A lot of it's going to be general information about Turquoise Trail and about connection and communication, and to whom you might look for the help that you need. Some of the other information is specific to the Gifted and Talented program and the approach that will be used this year. And then I'm really going to hang on afterwards. I'm going to bring it all back, and then we get back to this format, and I'm really happy to answer questions. If I can't answer them, I'll get to the answer. And if I can't answer them, I'm going to look Tony's way and see if she can answer them. So that's kind of what's going to be happening. So it's going to take me 10 seconds to get into the slideshow. I'm going to ask if you can see it, so I know that you're watching it. And from that point on, I'll take you through the slides and then bring you back. Fair enough? Okay, we'll get going here.
And if you do have questions, as Mark is setting that up, you can put them in the chat, and I will be answering questions in the chat.
So, Tony, can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I guess that means everyone else can. So again, this is Gathering the Pack, and it's really back to school night. It's a way for us to connect and to come together and learn about each other and the year that is going to be interesting and challenging and worthwhile and rewarding. So welcome. I'm really glad you joined us today. If you need closed caption, you can click it on the right-hand corner of your screen, the bottom, and it'll close caption everything that's said. I already told you it's being recorded, so feel free to shut off your video. I've introduced you to Tony. And Tyler, if you don't know what that is essentially the information platform that we use for grades, for communications, a lot of the communications for emails, for grading. If you don't know how to get into Tyler or you're having trouble, Amber for the elementary school can be reached at the first phone number, Dora for the middle school at her number, and then there's 2 cell phones that are school cell phones that Amber and Dora have, and those are right there. You can get back to this slide presentation after it's the link is posted, but those are the numbers, and Tony, I'm not sure if those are going to be posted anywhere else, like on the website, for example, but might be.
There actually is going to be a directory that Francesca will be sending out most likely with a Turquoise Tuesdays email, where you will have the phone numbers for teachers and staff members during this online and virtual model.
Perfect, thank you. And you can see we have a new website that is up and running, so you may want to tap into that to get a little bit more information. That is who you met. That is her email. And Tony is great about communication. I have found her to be very, very, very responsive to my thoughts and ideas, and I'm sure she will be for you as well. This is who I am. I'm not going to read it to you. When I first started teaching, I had hair and it wasn't great. But these are some of the aspects of who I am. I've taught theater for 34 years. I've taught English language arts for 34 years. I've taught a lot of things, and what I've done in those classes is always move towards enrichment. And so I'm going to use a lot of my experience to help. This is our head administrator, CHRISTIE, who is leading our school now. He's leading our entire school, which means he's in charge of both the middle school and the elementary school. And if you want to hear him, there's a greeting on the website. You can also tap into his website, which is right there. CHRISTIE BERG is our elementary school principal. Same thing. She has a greeting on the website. And that's her email if you have questions for the principal. Roberta Cole is our community outreach coordinator, and she is doing an absolutely magnificent job of coordinating, for example, gathering school supplies. She's really connected with our community, which is so important as we move into a different time period of learning and teaching. Again, I think she'll be super receptive to thoughts and concerns and questions. So don't hesitate. Not only do you see her web address there, but her email, but also a telephone number where you could reach her. But she's doing an incredible job, tireless worker. Harry Phillips is our middle school principal. And if you go to the middle school meetings after this, you'll probably meet him. Once again, Harry is a longtime teacher here at Turquoise Trail. And you could see his email address, and he also has a greeting. So I would encourage you to always communicate and keep the lines of communication as open as you can. This year, we have always used Google Classroom, which is a Google Suite product that allows us to post assignments, post information materials. It allows for each student, because they have a Google Classroom account, to tap into it and to see those things. It allows for communications. It can allow for emails with parents if they have allowed their email to be logged onto that. Along with that is Google Meets, what we're meeting on right now. And so it's all part of a Google Suite. To the left is Adobe Connect, which is ultimately, I believe, what Turquoise Trail will be going to. It's just a different type of virtual teaching platform. As those things and changes come up, absolutely, we're going to let you know what's happening. So as parents, one of your tasks probably will be to become incredibly familiar with Google Classroom, and the online process so that you can help your kid as we get into this virtual teaching situation. I'm going to just stop for a second there. Tony, anything I need to hear or any questions? You can put them in the chat box. If not, elementary school, and I think this is accurate for most elementary school, this is what we are given, will be they're trying to do school like normal school. It's just not at the school. But what they're trying to do is give students and parents a normal feel for the day so that it's scheduled, so that it's understandable, and it doesn't vary from day to day, or it's not broken up so much that there's big chunks and breaks throughout the day. Middle school schedule is already established, and you'll probably hear about that later on if you go over to the middle school presentations. Again, it's a normal schedule, and almost 8 o'clock starts the classes, and it's normal in terms of they need to be there ready to go at 8 o'clock, just as if they were entering school and getting ready for a classroom. But again, this will all be posted because this is being recorded. Headphones are not a bad idea with a microphone because it shuts out other noise. Since you're going to be on a computer for a long time each day, that's not a bad idea. If that's a problem, let us know, and we'll see what we can do for you. You have already checked into your computers and seen whether or not they're capable and they have the bandwidth in your home. If there's issues, let Amber know at the phone number. One thing we think is really important is that you design a space for your student to study in. What we found out in March when we jumped into a virtual situation was that kids were on their bed lounging about. They were sitting on the floor, and what we're trying to do is establish this as school. And so anything you can do in your home, whether it be to partition off an area, set up a desk, those kind of things would be really, really helpful. And what it does is it allows for school to be as normal as possible given the non-normalcy of the situation. Also, if you need supplies, I don't know what the total is now, but people have donated thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to Turquoise Trail for supplies, and they're really trying to put together packets at a very low cost, hopefully free, but I'm not going to say that, for your students. If that's something you need, tap into Roberta. She'd be able to help you with that. I'll try to answer any questions about these things once the slide presentation is over. You already know we're going to have a daily schedule. It's the same as if we were sitting in a classroom. My job is to facilitate your child's learning, to help them in any way possible. That's not any different than if I was standing next to them in a classroom, whether it be imparting content or pushing them towards enrichment. We do have student behavior expectations. There's attendance that will be taken. Parents will be notified if their kids are not in class or not tapping in online, because this is an interesting situation with parents that have to work and multiple age groups at home. We not only love your support, we expect it, because for this to be successful, we need to work as a team. Once again, let's communicate. If I don't get back to you through email within 24 hours, I'd be surprised. So don't hesitate. And we're going to be successful because it's all about a mindset and a mentality. I'm telling my middle schoolers, you've heard the adage, if they give you lemons, make lemonade. Well, we're going to make some good tasting lemonade this year. That's who I am. The cell phone is a separate cell phone. Feel free to call me within reason during the school day. And if there's things that come up after the school day, go ahead and call me. I do text. Email is a really, really quick way. I probably check that 5, 6, 7, 8 times a day. And I also get notifications on my cell that I have an email. So that's who I am, and that's how you can get a hold of me. So why gifted and talented? What I wanted to bring to you is this idea that you can read it, but because your children are gifted, they require a differentiated educational learning platform. And that's what it's all about. all kids are different. All kids have strengths and weaknesses. But because your kids are gifted, it really requires a different approach to how they learn and what they learn. So what are we going to do? Well, for elementary school, it's a pull-out focus, which means that they're going to be pulled out for a certain period of time each week. And we're going to do project-based units of study. And we'll get into a little bit of that in just a second about why project-based. In middle school, I'll be teaching a humanities, a gifted and talented humanities class that really will allow the students to individually structure and shape their learning. It's also going to be project-based. You can read that about the units of study. I will tell you this, that I'm a true believer in higher level critical thinking skills, the evaluation, the synthesis, the analysis, and the application of skills. That is almost always my goal. So once kids achieve the knowledge and comprehension, we drive towards critical thinking, and it doesn't matter if they're a first grader or an eighth grader. It's always about higher level thinking. And so the units that we cover, the projects that we create are all going to be based on pushing these kids to a much higher level of thinking, which is real world experience. That's going to set them apart because they have such incredible skills and capabilities anyway. In the red, it just says simply that I will post a much more detailed program designation on Monday. And that gets down to goals and outcomes and rubrics and things like that that are all full of what this program will be. That's why we do it. And notice it's developmentally appropriate grade level. So it doesn't matter what grade they're in, they can all do projects and they can all use their incredible skills and potential to push that project and to incorporate complex thinking. It doesn't matter the age group. It's always going to be grade level. And I'm very, very excited about this. I've done project-based learning my entire career, especially as a theater teacher. If you think about it, I directed a lot of shows in my life, and it's about that project-based, but I'm also process-oriented as well. So we work process and product. Here it is. That's why it's important. How better than to get a kid working on something they love? Push them towards complexity and something that's relevant, maybe problem solving. Cooperative learning can still happen even in a virtual setting. It could be that they work together while we're together virtually. It allows for different learning styles, whether they be experiential learners or auditory learners. It allows for those things to come into play. And it allows them to be responsible for their own learning. And kids get excited about what they're excited about. Wow, that sounded profound. So that's why we're really focusing on project-based learning. Okay, so I'm now going to stop sharing. And hopefully we'll get back to that. Okay, did you guys get all of that? Yes? Okay, so that's it in a really brief nutshell. But what's going to happen, for example, is on Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm going to get to know your student and they're going to get to know me, and we're just going to figure out who we are. I'll be doing some interest surveys. I'll be doing some baseline testing to find out where they're at, what they're capable of doing, what they like, and then we're going to fly. We're going to take off and we're going to just dive into this thing. And so this week, this upcoming week, it's going to be a feeling out week, but it's going to be productive, and I'm really looking forward to it. As one opportunity that you guys have, which I think is interesting, is that when you're at home, you can actually observe the class. That's kind of an advantage. I'm not sure many of you have gotten to do that before in the past, right? You can actually watch your student and me interact and see where that's going. And so I would love for you to do that. That doesn't scare me at all. So I invite you in, and I invite you to be part of the process. Questions, you can unmute and ask if you have any questions. They can be general or specific, and we'll see where that goes. You can hear me, right, Tony?
Yes, I can hear you. I saw Tina's hand up.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Tina Lantieri, Sophia's mom.
Hi, Sophia.
Hi. And husband
Hi,
Thomas.
husband Thomas.
Hi.
Question
Yeah.
about the times of the gifted classes.
Mhm.
Have you, when will they notify us?
Good
When that
question,
will
Tony.
I'm already unmuted. I had to double check. So I went ahead and created a schedule thus far. What I'm waiting to happen is for your classroom teacher, the normal classroom teacher that they have for their grade level, to confirm their schedules, because we do try to move things around. For instance, if for some reason it's a conflict with the time frames, then Mr. Kolikoff will also have time on Wednesday. That is just his time to work one-on-one or in small groups with students to give that enrichment as well. So once I'm able to see what their classroom teacher's final schedule is, which a lot of them are waiting for your input, a lot of them want to know what works best for you and your family, depending on what grade level. They have a couple of different cool things in the elementary, whether it be AM classes and PM classes. There's a lot of options. So once you have it finalized with that teacher, then we will make sure that we're fitting around that schedule. Because what we don't want to do is take them out of their classroom for missing things that they also need to continue to build and develop their skills.
Okay,
And I will
thank
try,
you.
once my schedule is solidified, I will try to allow you not only, you'll know what class your child has, but I'll try to offer my office hours and the times that I can work with your student as well. I'll try to get that to you. Other questions? What are you wondering about? Are you guys good with this? Because it's a strange start to the year, isn't it? Do the students?
So I feel very confident that you guys are truly going to enjoy the program this year, especially once Mark goes ahead and he posts the curriculum with the outline of what the kids will be learning, how he's going to be pushing their development. I truly do feel you're going to feel very, very confident about what your student will get out of this school year. And like he said, he's very flexible. He's very open. Give him the feedback. He enjoys the feedback. Please give us the feedback, because realistically, we want to have one of the strongest programs, not just in the city, but in the state. So please let us know different ways that we could support your kiddo, and we will do our best to make sure it happens, as well as just to accommodate these crazy times. I see a couple, Wasiane from the middle school, who would call me later on in the evening. We do try to have a little bit more flex time to allow students to call us later on. I make myself available. I will be posting my number in all of Mark's classes for students who want a little bit of help. If it's, after a 4 o'clock hour, to assist you and to help. So please, please, please let us know how we can support you. But I think if no one else has any questions, you guys can get ready for your next session.
If you have one.
We're excited. I hope you guys are excited too.
Students, you guys have any questions? Okay. Sounds good. Then I will see everybody on Monday, bright and early, 8 o'clock, right? We'll be tapping in. Fair enough. I appreciate you being here. It's really important, and I look forward to it. I'm really excited. Like I said, I like challenges, and this is going to be a challenge, but it's going to be a good one, and we're going to make it work. So I'm glad you're here, and let's keep communicating. And if you can have another session, go to it. If not, have a great evening. Tony, you want to hang on for a sec after?
I will.
Okay.
Is balancing that marble on his head.
I don't know what I'm.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Thank you both.
Hey there.
Bye, Una.
If you guys don't mind, and if it's not too late, I would love to be able to call you guys around 7 o'clock. If it's not too late. Just because I saw your email and I want to make sure I'm being responsive and we can talk about everything. I'm so sorry. I really thought I was going to have a moment.
Can't hear you.
I don't know why I can't hear you
You're
that
really
well.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
It can be tomorrow.
No?
Sure we were connecting, you know what I mean? That we were in the right place at the right time.
Not a problem. Well, then in that case, I'll go ahead and give you guys a call tomorrow for sure. And just know that Mark is already aware of the majority of the plan that I already created. It is created. We are ready to start exactly on next week. But we just got to do the formalities, and I'll go over some of that with you guys tomorrow in details. And so that way, if the plan needs to be tweaked a little bit, we'll talk about that too tomorrow.
Okay.
Is there a time that works best for you?
Late after, either
Morning.
morning before, because we're gonna try and go for a last day of play on the river.
Nice.
On the way, you know,
Or 10:30.
would be awesome. Like anytime in the morning is good.
Okay, so I will try to give you guys a call at 8:30.
Wonderful.
Perfect. Okay, I'll go ahead and put it in my schedule. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great, awesome day. Una, great
Hi,
play.
Una.
Bye.
So I have somebody who wants to join the meeting now.
Oh,
Zoe, it's out.
that's Theodore and Benjamin's mom.
Probably should let her in and talk.
Yep,
Her name's Zoe.
Zoe.
Hi, Zoe. I admitted her. Hi, Zoe. Hello. Can't hear you. You're muted.
Hi,
Perfect.
Tony, it's Zoe. I just realized we were supposed to be on this meeting and not the other one.
Correct.
Ugh.
Here's a good. I'm Mark, by the way. It's nice
I'm
to meet
Mark. I'm Zoe.
you. Nice
How
to
are
meet you.
you?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to
We're hiding in the background. There we go.
Here's the good part, is that we recorded the meeting. And so when the link is posted, you could tap into that, but I don't think there's going to be that much that you don't know already.
Okay.
But it gets a little bit into the specifics about what we're going to do this year with GT, but also some general information about Turquoise Trail,
Awesome.
which is obviously going to be a little different because we're virtual.
Yeah.
And Zoe, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna get too specific because, like Mark said, we're recording. Oh, hey Benjamin, hey Theo.
Hi guys.
Let's know. Hey there. I already talked to the team about both of the boys. We are set. Okay. Everyone knows. Everyone is on the same page.
It's okay. I'll be like all this information about us. Okay. Maybe are you around tomorrow?
Yes, I am available tomorrow.
Okay. Awesome.
You still have my number?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, give me a
Who's
call.
Ben?
What?
Is that
That's
Ben?
Ben. Yeah.
Hi Ben.
And that's Theo.
Hi Theo. I'm Mr. Kolikoff, and we'll be seeing a lot of each other this year. And it's going to be awesome.
The haircut is helping because they used to look just like twins.
I know.
The redhead is Ben.
It's
There
getting
you go.
Right.
get that a little bit too much.
Well, awesome. I'm so sorry that we missed everything. So is Gifted going to be during the week on Wednesday, or is it going to be sort of embedded in everything? Am I asking questions you guys have already answered? I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's fine.
Fine. I did create a generic schedule for Mark with all the times available. However, we want to wait till the teachers have a chance to check with you guys. Just because I know certain grade levels, like 5th grade, I believe, will be doing an AM and a PM.
Okay.
And so that way kiddos who are better in the morning can do the morning, kiddos that are better in the afternoon, and they get to those small groups. So once we get those specifics, then we'll make sure we schedule then.
Okay, great.